By 2026, MrBeast wasn't just the biggest YouTuber in the world. He had already blown past 400 million subscribers. His videos often hit 100 million views in just a few days. Massive sets are built just for his challenges, and he gives away millions of dollars on camera like it's completely normal. But that's not the real story, because he didn't start with money, fame, or connections. He started in a small bedroom, uploading videos that almost nobody watched. Sometimes they got 10 views, sometimes 30. If he was lucky, maybe 100. Most people would have quit. It looked like the internet simply wasn't interested. But instead of quitting, he became obsessed with one question: how does YouTube actually work? While other creators chased trends and hoped to get lucky, he studied the platform like it was a puzzle. He analyzed titles to understand what made people click. He tested thumbnails to see what grabbed attention. And he watched retention graphs to find the exact moment viewers stopped watching. Slowly, patterns started to appear. Some thumbnails made people click instantly. Some titles created curiosity people couldn't ignore. And certain edits kept viewers watching much longer than usual. When those three things came together, clicks, curiosity, and watch time, the video exploded. That's when he realized something important. YouTube wasn't random, it was a system. So he stopped just uploading videos and started engineering them. The thumbnails became clearer and harder to ignore. The titles became sharper and more curious. The editing became faster to keep people watching. And every dollar he made from a video went straight back into the next one. Bigger ideas, bigger challenges, bigger videos. Over time, the channel stopped looking like one creator. It became a team, then a studio, and eventually a full media company. The secret wasn't one viral moment, it was a formula. Thumbnail psychology, title engineering, retention obsession, and reinvesting everything into bigger content. That formula turned a small bedroom channel into the biggest machine on YouTube. Long before the $1 million challenges and massive productions, Jimmy Donaldson, known today as MrBeast, was just another teenager uploading videos from North Carolina. The early channel looked nothing like the empire people recognize today. It was filled with gaming clips, random commentary, and strange little experiments that often felt awkward, unfinished, and sometimes completely random. Some videos struggled to reach even a few hundred views, but the low numbers didn't discourage him. In a strange way, they pulled him deeper in. Jimmy became obsessed with the mechanics behind viral content. Instead of watching YouTube purely for entertainment, he began studying it like a puzzle that needed solving. He and a small group of creator friends would sit together for hours breaking down successful videos. Why did this thumbnail work? Why did that title explode? Why did viewers stay until the end of certain videos but leave others halfway through? They weren't guessing, they were analyzing patterns. Jimmy reportedly spent thousands of hours doing this, watching viral videos frame by frame, studying retention graphs, and looking for the exact second viewers lost interest and clicked away. Slowly, a realization began forming. The biggest videos on YouTube weren't accidents. They followed hidden rules, simple ideas, clear stakes, and concepts that anyone could understand instantly, even before clicking. And if those rules could be understood, they could also be repeated. Most creators upload videos hoping they go viral. Jimmy Donaldson decided he would engineer virality instead. He didn't know it yet, but that mindset would eventually become the foundation of the biggest YouTube channel the platform had ever seen. For years, the channel moved slowly. Uploads continued, experiments continued, and the view counts remained modest. But Jimmy wasn't chasing views the way most creators were. He was testing ideas. Then, one video changed everything. The concept was almost absurd in its simplicity. Sit in front of a camera and count to 100,000. No special effects and no complex story, just an idea so strange and so clear that anyone scrolling past it would immediately understand what was happening. The video took more than 40 hours to complete, and most of it was painfully slow, hour after hour of counting numbers out loud. But the concept was perfect for the internet. Viewers clicked because the challenge sounded impossible. And once they clicked, curiosity kept them watching. The video exploded. For the first time, the channel experienced a surge of attention that felt completely different from anything before. Millions of views began pouring in, and more importantly, Jimmy understood why. The idea itself was the hook. A viewer didn't need context and didn't need to know who he was, because the title alone created the entire story in their head. From that moment on, the experiments became bigger and stranger. He tried watching paint dry for hours, He read enormous sections of the dictionary on camera, and he pushed endurance challenges further than most people would ever consider reasonable. These videos weren't random stunts, they were prototypes. Each upload tested the same principle. If a concept is instantly understandable and slightly unbelievable, people will click, and once viewers click, the algorithm begins to work. Jimmy had discovered something powerful. YouTube rewarded ideas that could be understood in a single second. Not complicated stories and not slow introductions, just clear, extreme concepts that made people curious. But another realization soon followed. If simple ideas could attract millions of viewers, then bigger ideas could attract tens of millions. And to make bigger ideas possible, he needed something most creators didn't have: money. Once the first viral video started generating real revenue, Jimmy faced a choice most creators eventually confront: keep the money or reinvest it. He chose the second option, but not in the way people expected. Instead of upgrading his lifestyle, buying expensive things, or showing off success, he began putting the money directly back into the videos themselves. The next idea wasn't just bigger challenges, it was something far more powerful on YouTube: giving money away. At first, the giveaways were small. A few $1,000s to a stranger, a generous tip to a pizza delivery driver, or a stack of cash handed to someone who never expected it. But the reaction was immediate. Viewers weren't just watching for entertainment anymore. They were emotionally invested. Every giveaway created a story, and every reaction created a moment people wanted to share. The videos spread faster than anything he had made before. Soon the scale began increasing. Tens of thousands of dollars, then hundreds of thousands. Entire stores were bought and donated, and random people walked away with cars, houses, or life-changing amounts of money. What looked like generosity on the surface was also an incredibly effective content strategy. The stakes were instantly clear. The thumbnail could show a single image, a pile of cash, a car, or a giant prize, and viewers understood the entire premise immediately. That clarity made the videos travel across the platform at incredible speed. More views generated more ad revenue, more revenue funded even bigger videos, and bigger videos attracted even larger audiences. A powerful loop had formed. But Jimmy wasn't just scaling giveaways, he was scaling spectacle. Each new upload had to feel larger than the last one, with more participants, more elaborate challenges, bigger prizes, and entire sets constructed just for a single video. What started as simple experiments in a bedroom was turning into something else entirely. A content engine capable of reaching hundreds of millions of viewers at once. And the bigger the machine grew, the more pressure there was to keep raising the stakes. By the early 2020s, the channel had outgrown the idea of a single creator uploading videos from a bedroom. The scale had become too large, the productions too complex, and the audience too massive. What Jimmy Donaldson was building now looked less like a YouTube channel and more like a full media studio. Entire warehouses were turned into production sets. Teams of editors worked around the clock. Writers brainstormed challenge concepts designed to hook viewers within seconds, and engineers built massive game environments that existed only for a single video. Every upload became an event. 100 contestants competing for $500,000, strangers trapped in extreme survival challenges, and entire cities recreated for a single competition. One of the most famous examples was a real-life recreation of the series Squid Game, complete with elaborate sets and a prize pool that captured the attention of the entire internet. Each production pushed the limits of what YouTube videos could be. But behind the spectacle was the same philosophy Jimmy had developed years earlier while studying viral videos late at night. The idea must be instantly clear, the stakes must be obvious, and the viewer must feel curious enough to stay until the end. That discipline allowed the channel run by MrBeast to grow faster than anything the platform had seen before. Subscriber counts climbed into hundreds of millions, and individual videos crossed view counts that once seemed impossible. At that point, the channel was no longer competing with other YouTubers. It was competing with global entertainment companies, and YouTube itself had become the stage. The rise of MrBeast can look chaotic from the outside. Huge challenges, millions of dollars, and videos that feel bigger than almost anything else on YouTube. But underneath all that noise, something much simpler was happening. Years of studying attention. Jimmy Donaldson didn't just upload videos and hope they worked. He treated the platform like something that could be understood. He studied what people click, what keeps them watching, and what makes them share a video with someone else. Bit by bit, he started to figure out the mechanics behind it. And once he understood the system, he didn't just use it, he scaled it. The ideas became bigger, the stakes became higher, the packaging became sharper, and the focus on retention became stronger. While most creators were still chasing the next viral moment, hoping something would explode, he was quietly building a machine that could produce those moments again and again. So the real story isn't just about someone becoming the biggest YouTuber in the world. It's about someone who learned how the platform actually works and then pushed that knowledge further than anyone else. Which raises a bigger question, not how he did it, but whether anyone else can repeat it. Because if the last few years have shown anything, it's this. YouTube didn't just make MrBeast famous. MrBeast rewrote the playbook for how YouTube works. And right now, everyone else is still trying to catch up. If you enjoy deep stories about creators, strategy, and how the internet really works, subscribe to the channel and stay with us for the next one.